Welcome to this presentation on PARS, Problem Action Result Statements, for resumes that lead to interviews. Assist your decision makers make a positive decision towards you by answering their one overarching question. I'm John Cook, and I'm sharing over 20 years of my positive experiences of using this writing and speaking technique to enable others to make good decisions for myself and over hundreds of my clients. Come join me. Remember, you may pause or play back any slide so as to better understand each slide's messages. My email address is on the last slide in case you have a specific question. Answer the decision maker's one overarching question. Are you good at the skills that solve our problems? Your marketing pitch to answer this question is, yes, if it worked back then, it'll work great now for you. Here are my examples. We need to develop your related success statement. PARS. Here are some cautionary notes before we begin. The ground rules. This presentation is for educational purposes only. Do not let me talk you into or out of anything. This marketing technique might be too assertive for some people. You do what feels correct for you. You make your decisions for your career development. This lesson is for honest professionals seeking advice for their own consideration. Be honest. Describe your actual achievements, results, and examples that you have actually done. Employers and decision makers are going to verify what you say and write through references and background checks, plus what you eventually do on the job. The intent is for you to provide decision makers the decision information they need to make a decision about your qualifications for a position, award, selection. Any decision. This is exciting. Here we go. First, let's look at the big picture for your career development and the job search for a white-collar professional. We'll use Stephen Covey's advice and begin with the end in mind. Let's do some back planning to figure out where we might use our PARS. Here is a representation of an ideal job search planning sequence. Back plan your career development activities starting with your job search objectives: job, location, money, the total compensation package, and the priority of those three. Have at least 3 objective statements, as no one knows what will happen in your labor markets. Related examples where the employer and decision makers can see and hear you doing the job will help you get the job offer. You can envision and develop your various PARS and marketing pitches that will help you with your career development to meet your objectives. You now have a list of your PARS with examples to use in your hiring negotiation and selection interviews. Once you know your key interview PARS, you may recruit references for calls and letters that can back you up on your examples, which leads to your inventory of PARS statements to use in your written marketing documents, applications, resumes, cover letters, and notes, plus emails. You are now ready for your professional networking in the hidden job market with informational interviewing and referrals. The key takeaway here is that your resumes can do more for you if you can envision how you'll conduct your interviews. Because you have limited space in your resumes, cover letters, applications, and thank you notes, just write your PAR statements. Resume is French for summary. Let's learn how to write powerful PAR statements for your summary, your resume. The most you can ask of a resume is to get you an interview. It's your PAR statements that trigger your interviews. They read your resume and cover letter PARS, and they say, please come in and tell us more what you can do for us. Remember that it is at the interview that it is time for your PARS with examples, the related examples that will get you hired. Let's learn to write PARS statements that trigger those interviews. Let's remind ourselves of the decision maker's one overarching question. Are you good at the skills that solve our problems? Let's begin our answer with understanding the term skill. Skills are described with verb-noun sets. We've learned that sentences are written with a subject, a verb, and an object of the verb, which are nouns. Time for 2 examples. I managed the project. I controlled costs. Now, if we drop the subject I, because you are writing about yourself, what's left are the verb and its object, a noun. So we have our skill descriptions, the verb-noun sets, managed the project, controlled costs. Great, skills. Let's continue. Now that we understand skills, the verb-noun sets, we can start constructing full PARS statements. Remember your marketing pitch? If it worked back then, it'll work right now for you. Been there, done that, do it for you. Here are my examples. We start with the employer's problems. They hire the solutions to their problems. They'll make up their minds, their ways, for their reasons. They're looking for the solutions to their problems, and their problems will be described in job description, skills, language. You're the solution set to their problem set. What are the skills they are looking for? The verb-noun sets. Hold up your left hand and look at your thumb and index finger and say verb-noun. Now make an OK sign by putting your thumb and index forefinger together. Say it again. The employer's problems are verb-noun sets. Now, let your right hand represent the candidate, you, and you're going to learn the 5 components of PARS. Repeat them after me. Wiggle your thumb and say verb in the past tense. Wiggle your index finger and say noun. Now your middle finger and say number. Fourth finger and say results. And finally, little examples. Say it again with me. Verb in the past tense, noun, number, results, and examples. Now make circles with both hands using your thumbs and forefingers and interlock your fingers like links in a chain or railway cars coupling. Tug on them. Feel the connection? Now comes a key learning point. What you have linked together are the verb-noun sets. Link your skills, verb-noun sets, to the employers, the decision makers, skills, their verb-noun sets. If you want a decision maker to make a decision, then give them decision information, skills, the verb-noun sets that link to their problems, plus your numbers, your results, and your examples. Now that we have our 5 PARS elements, let's start developing each element. Some people use the acronym STARS, Situation, Task, Action, Results Statements. I'm partial to PARS because of my successful experience. Problems, actions, results, statements. Note the last 3 elements are the same, action, results, statements. I'm just reminding you to focus at the beginning with the employer's problems, their verb-noun sets. Now for the elements. P, the employer's problems, their verb-noun sets. Let's say they need someone to lead teams. A. Actions. Your actual actions. Your verb-noun sets that parallel the employer's problems. Put the verb in the past tense. Led teams. Been there, done that. Do it for you. I always get the question, what if I'm doing this in my current job? Results get you hired, so you'll be telling them your past results and accomplishments. Past tense, please. Then we add numbers. Your numbers make you credible. Numbers of people or amount of labor or size of the organization. Time. Amounts, time frames, dates. Money. Money made, used, and saved. Things. Number of vehicles. Items in a warehouse. Number of phone lines. Square feet of housing. Weights of items. Things. Continuing with our example of up to 20 people over the last 5 years. Those are the actions. Verb, noun, numbers. Now for the punchline. Results. Are you good at it? Successfully, professionally, carefully, accurately, with minimal cost, resulting in, and then fill in the blank, improved customer service, reduced accidents, increased profits. Plus, you may use the phrase which improved, increased, reduced, avoided. Results. So finishing with our example, I'll use the word successfully. So there is your PARS across the bottom of the slide. The employers need someone to lead a team. This candidate has led teams of up to 20 people over the last 5 years successfully. A solution to an employer's problems. PARS. Let's continue with our PARS development. We think and draft PARS in sequence: problem, action, results statements. Note that the how well results end up last. We can make the statement more impressive if we were to move the how well results to the beginning of the sentence. We can use the bluff technique, bottom line up front. Decision makers want to know how well you did, so write it first. Successfully led teams of up to 20 people over the last 5 years. You may then add a bit more information. More on that in a minute. At interviews, when you have more time and are with the employer, decision makers, now you may add the relevant examples. Successfully led teams of up to 20 people over the last 5 years. Here are my relevant examples. So here is what we are after. A simple success statement with the aligned skill, verb noun set, numbers and results, drafted for use in your written documents. Let's see or feel the impact of PARS. Okay, boss. Now you try it. Make a selection. Who do you pick and why? Remember your boss type questions. How much and how well? Here you are reviewing resumes for an accounting technician. Who is good at the skills that solve your problems? Candidate number 1's resume states, I have driven trucks for 8 years, plus completed a course in first aid. Well, thank you, but that's not relevant to my employer problems. Next. Candidate 2's resume states, accounting technician for 3 years. Interesting, but how good are they? They didn't say. Candidate 3's resume states, successfully served as an accounting technician for 18 months, where I saved over $1,000 by thoroughly reviewing over 150 transactions. So of the 3, who did you pick, boss? Number 3, right? Why? This candidate answered your initial selection questions using PARS, relevant verb noun set, numbers, and results. You'll want to make it easy for your selecting officials to select you using your PARS. Where might we do research to find relevant verb-noun sets? Skills. What are the skills associated with various jobs? As a human resources professional, the first place I recommend you look is in ONET Online. The Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics Dictionary of Occupational Titles. The online version is found at the web address shown on the screen, onetonline.org. Use the occupational search in the center to start your research. What you'll find are government-approved, generic, baseline job descriptions. Each organization will develop their own unique job descriptions that work for them. However, this Department of Labor database is a great place to look at the baseline originals. Remember, skills are verb-noun sets. We may research for these needed skills by finding our target job title and clicking on Tasks. Displayed in the lower half of the screen are what is determined to be the top skills. Let's review 3 of the tasks and note their verb-noun sets. Review statements. Review reports. Review data. Identify cost reductions. You get the idea. If you have actually done these skills, write the verb in the past tense and add your nouns, numbers, results, plus your examples for the interviews. Let's do another. Direct activities. Coordinate activities. Verb-noun sets for your consideration. One more. Monitor suppliers. If you have done this task statement from ONET literally writes itself. Monitored suppliers and did ensure that they efficiently and effectively provided needed goods and services within budgetary limits for over X amount of months. ONET for skills research. Go beyond the top skills and research all of the ONET database. Click on the Expand button and review all of the skills, verb-noun sets associated with a particular job. You may get a clearer picture of what numbers and resources you might apply to accurately describe your particular background and the scope of what you might need to cover at an interview. Remember, interviews are when you do the big information dump. Resume means summary, but ONET is a great place to do your research. Explore ONET's other areas to assist you prepare for your career development. ONET, got it? There is a lot of stuff here. Next question. Where do we do research on what the employer is really looking for? Why not look at want ads we find in the newspapers and online? In a limited amount of space, employers place their initial critical skills they are willing to tell the public. Here is an example want ad for a small, not-for-profit organization looking for an Assistant Information and Referral Operations Manager. Let's go research the verb-noun sets. The needed skills they're looking for are the verb-noun sets. Are you good at supervising activities, scheduling workers, maintaining databases and updating databases, coordinating databases? Do you have or can you get the needed certifications and education? Employers are hinting at, telling you what PARS they are looking for in the applications, resumes, and cover letters they receive. It's like reading their minds. Let's discuss how best to address the needed skills. We might be an exact match for a want ad, or not an exact match. What now? Let's do an example with a focused job of a team leader in purchasing. If you have exactly what they need, you have a job-specific skill, as your skills are directly related. Your PAR statements might read, effectively led purchasing team of 7 people for 16 months, resulting in lower costs for the company. Been there, done that, do it for you. Job specific. But what if you've done something like it, but not exactly? Use your transferable skills, what you have done like it. Your PARS might read, effectively led warehouse team of 5 people for 11 months, resulting in lower costs for the company. What you've actually done that's like it, and what they need. Now, there is a third level of skills you could use to supplement your job-specific or transferable skills, called self-management skills. Other skills you bring to the job. Effectively led teams for sports competitions and research projects for over 2 years, resulting in excellent results and ratings. Self-management skills are bonus skills you bring to the job. Self-management skills thicken and supplement what you are able to do for an organization and their job. They are more reasons to select you for the position. They won't get you the job if you're not qualified, but they may tip the decision in your favor if you are qualified. So consider your PARS in self-management skills as you prepare your resumes, letters, and interviews, plus negotiation. Here's a bonus for you, Ms. or Mr. Employer. Another tidbit of bonus advice is to remember what's written at the top of the slide. Are you answering that one overarching question? Please don't use job description language. It looks good at first glance. Responsible for a multi-million-dollar global operation. Duties included updating large databases weekly. Wow! Okay, let's think about this. That's the job description. But what did you actually do? What were the results? How much of that requirement did you actually do? What was involved? How well did you do it? If you're going to make me guess now, you will have me guessing later. Too much risk, and I'll pass. So remember to use your PARS on what you've actually done. Thank you. A job search looks daunting. Let me provide to you some encouragement. You're going to hear claims from hiring managers and selecting officials such as 7 seconds. That's how long I give every resume. You've got 7 seconds to show me that it's worth my time to continue reading. You're going to hear about how organizations and businesses aren't even reading your resume, but scanning it into a database and having software do the initial screening and reading. It's like being reviewed by the Terminator cyborg. Here goes my best Arnold voice. Hi, I'm Arnold. I'm looking for the keywords, which are the skills, the verb noun sets, related to the position. Did you write them, yes or no? If you wrote your PARS, yes, they have what they are looking for. You are answering their questions. So yes, they will spend time looking at your resume and invite you to their interviews. The problem for most of the employers is that most people's basic resumes are flat, dull. Have you ever heard of the word vapid? Have you ever had a soft drink that was old, warm, and all the fizz was gone? That's vapid. No fizz, and it tastes funny. Many people write resumes that are written historically, with no thought of the employer's needs. Here's my work. and here's my schooling. You figure it out, Mr. Employer, because I don't have a clue what you want. Remember, employers are not asking, where have you been and what have you done? They're not. Let's relook the resume. Yes, about a third of it is set in a template. Contact information at the top, the candidate's job search objective, information about education and work. But that leaves 2/3 of the resume to be custom designed and written based upon the employer and the focus job. A reminder, employers are asking, are you good at the skills, verb noun sets, that solve our problems? So analyze the vacancy announcement. If you have needed skills from work and education, that PARS could go into the summary. If you have a good PARS in a previous job, it gets listed under that job. You may also add PARS based upon your research regarding the focused job. If you have PARS from your education and training, please do write it under the appropriate learning organization. Go beyond just degrees, major, and dates. Continuing, if you have more PARS, write it under the appropriate job. To paraphrase a current ad, what's in your wallet? What's in your resume? Just for a moment, let's talk your cover letter and PARS. Your cover letter is being used because you are not at the employers, handing over your resume. Use your best English writing and write in full first-person sentences. Resumes are summaries using short marketing style statements. Cover letters are written in full sentences. The middle paragraph of your cover letter is a wonderful place for your PARS. Plot out how you will allocate your PARS between your resume and the middle paragraph of your cover letter. What's in your cover letter? PARS is a great writing and speaking concept for a variety of formal business situations, such as interviews with examples, resumes, cover letters, applications, thank you notes, scholarship applications and interviews, performance reviews at work and at school, awards recommendations, literally any decision document you are filling out. Try loan and mortgage applications or marketing documents. Going to be self-employed? You'll need PARS when you are marketing to your customers. Available upon request is a PARS handout to use in practicing for your interviews. PARS plus examples, and answering both the basic questions plus those tough questions. We'll wrap up this session with PARS, a professional writing and speaking concept to assist you answer their one overarching question. Remember, problem, actions, results statements align to the decision maker's problems. Verb in the past tense, noun, number, results. Examples. And for our written documents where space is limited and we're not looking at the employer face-to-face, PARS, written in bottom line up front. The one ad states warehouse management. The fully qualified candidate wrote, effectively managed warehouses of up to 40,000 square feet over the last 5 years, resulting in efficient shipping, receiving, and storage, including hazardous materials. The job search site read, conduct marketing campaigns. The candidate with a transferable skill wrote, successfully designed and conducted a marketing campaign for my college-based fund drive using multiple medias that raised $1,000 in 2 weeks. I wish you future success with your PARS writing. This slide is the references used in developing this presentation. Thank you for spending this valuable time with me. Bye for now.